Okay, and we're live. So welcome to Puckin Awesome. I'm one of the hosts, Cassie, Abstract Halo on Reddit and Twitter.
I'm another one of your hosts, Ari, Ari_raid on Reddit and Twitter. And right now, while you're listening to the intros, go watch the video that I posted on Twitter. You won't regret it. You will thank me for like 8,000 years. Terry, you want to go ahead?
Sorry, I was thinking of thanking you for that long. I'm Terry. I'm T-Rex20 on both Twitter and Reddit.
Hi, I'm Aisha, birth fan who's been MIA lately, and my Reddit is Aisha, and my Twitter is twerk4twerk.
Alright, so this past weekend was the draft. I know it wasn't as important to you guys as it was my team, but I think it went pretty well. Philadelphia managed to boo Bettman for 3.5 minutes straight.
It was incredible.
That was impressive.
It's Philadelphia. They're very good at booing.
They booed everyone. So it was impressive.
I did like at one point when Bettman got up to announce the trade between San Jose and Chicago. He got up and they started booing, and he said, "I'm here to announce the trade." And then they stopped booing. He goes, "Oh yeah, now you stop booing."
Oh, and I thought this was the city of brotherly love.
How long do you think he worked on that show for?
Philadelphia.
I know that next year they're having the draft in Florida, and I'm sure that Sunrise will put on a great event. But we should just really have the draft in Philadelphia every year.
I would be okay with that.
It was incredible. At one point, they were booing Bettman, and he was like, "I've got a trade to announce." It might have been the trade that was just picks, and they kept booing through the trade. But Philadelphia doesn't give a fuck. They sent a former Flyers player, who was now the coach of the Pen, up to announce the drafting of the son of a former Flyers player, and they booed through the whole thing. Philadelphia doesn't give a fuck. It was.
I like he got up there and they booed him, and he turned around and he goes, "I knew this wasn't going to work."
Oh well, okay. I think and this is kind of homers of me, but Tim Murray's announcement of our first draft pick. It just no thanking the King or Philadelphia for the hospitality. No congratulating the Kings. Just Buffalo Sabres select Sam Reinhart. That's it.
Actually, a couple of people didn't thank the Kings. The Sharks didn't congratulate the Kings. The Sharks didn't congratulate the Kings either.
Yeah, but he didn't say what team the draft pick played for. Nothing. He's just like, we pick him.
Bring him to our team right now.
He is who is playing, but the thing is that it doesn't surprise me because they did a press conference introducing Reinhardt to the city today, and he sits there and he goes, "Now these are the people you're going to have to answer to when you don't play as well as I tell them you are going to." It came out later that apparently Murray needs media training.
You think?
Nobody wants.
I liked the kid that the Canucks drafted, and he's Canadian. So they're in the interview. Well, I never thought I'd be a Canuck, but it is what it is.
So funny.
I mean, okay, well, so we're going to talk to you first about how to talk to the media and not to say things like that.
Well, and what is it, Brandon Lemieux? He fell from the first round. And
Claude Lemieux's son, for people.
Yes. And Buffalo picked him up at 31. Well, he was pissed off that he didn't go in the first round. So he went and said that I'm going to make those teams pretty much pay for not picking me in the first round.
I mean, okay, I'm alright with that.
Like MS so much.
But like for whatever team gets
Exactly.
him,
That's exactly what I thought. I don't see a problem with that attitude. I'm going to prove my doubters wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's going to be like St. Louis style of, "Oh, I'm going to prove everyone wrong, though, because everyone underestimated me," type thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but
To him to have true about not being picked for his country.
Here's the thing. Well, but it was valid for San Luis at the beginning of his career. But once you're a legitimate top-level player and everyone understands it, you can shut up about it.
Yeah, that's the problem with St. Louis. He is right that he was overlooked because of his size and it was unfair, etc., etc. The problem with St. Louis is that, like, 15 years later, like, drop it, dude.
Exactly. It's like Michael Jordan got cut from his freshman year of high school because he was too small. He grew. He was made every team since then. He was a huge prospect. And in his Hall of Fame speech,
Yes, it was
after
so
he
funny.
won Michael Jordan, half his speech was nobody believed in me. Oh my God, shut up.
Dude, you're Michael fucking Jordan. Everyone believes in you.
All right. So, are you guys happy with who your team drafted?
Yes.
We drafted players? Wait, this is like brand news. Like, we actually did something.
I believe you guys drafted people.
One player who was still in high school, mind you, just because he's the son of a former player, and he's a local boy. That's the Brutes, how they draft.
Yeah. I'm happy with Dallas. We don't actually have the whole let's draft local players problem. So, but I'm really happy with, we got, I think, 6 defensemen. We already have a killer prospect system. We drafted another goalie, which confuses me.
Well, he won't be ready till he's like 30, so.
Well, yeah, but we already have, like, 4 goalies in the system. Well, we have 3.
Trade
And
bait.
one of them's really, really young. Like, dear Lord.
Yeah, we got another goalie as well, but we didn't do a qualifying offer for one of our goalies today. So.
Well, and we let Nilstrup walk, so that's,
Also, sometimes you just got to take the best player available because there'll be trade bait later, or you never know what holes you're going to have down the road.
I feel like with goalies, it's kind of like, well, we're going to get as many as we can because they're so hit and miss.
Yeah, one of them will work out.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what they're like. Listen, we're going to throw all the goalies at the wall, and whichever one sticks, that's what we're going with. But at this point, we have so many goalies, we've got to be set for the next 15 years.
Or wait, throw the tennis ball at the wall, and whichever goalie catches it, that's the one that sticks.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know whether I'm happy with how the Blackhawks drafted, because frankly, I've stopped caring about the Blackhawks draft, because I'm never going to see any of these players play, because we're just going to trade them all to Florida. So I've decided that I should stop getting emotionally invested in the players the Blackhawks draft. So I've tried actually as hard as I can to, like, not learn their names, like, not see their faces. I know that the guy we drafted in the first round's favorite player is Patrick Kane, and he's a huge Hawks fan, and he played for a junior team in Chicago. And that's already too much because I'm already attached to him, and I'll probably never see him play.
I do feel like people expect it. I feel like a lot of fans are like, sweet, we drafted this guy, so when are we going to see him play? And it's like, you realize they're like 18, right? Like, they're going to develop. I think people expect a lot more of their draftees to go directly into playing in the NHL when that's kind of a rare thing.
Yeah.
Like, chill your expectations.
I got into an argument on our hockey with an Oilers fan who said, because I said that Sam Reinhart will probably spend another year in juniors, and he said that somebody of his quality should be in the NHL right away. No.
And you were like, dude, that's how you ruined all your prospects.
I didn't say because that's worked out so well for you guys. Somebody else did. So.
But, yeah, Bruins fans kind of accepted we're not going to pretty much ever see any of our draft picks, rarely. So they're just trade bait.
I mean, we have a pretty... The reason I'm confident in our drafting is, A, the system we already have. I mean, our AHL team just won the Calder Cup. And B, we have people from Detroit, and they're really good at drafting, so I'm hoping that kind of carried over. I mean, our captain and our star, the face of the franchise, was drafted in the 5th round.
Yeah.
I'm all right with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I think we took a goalie. We took a Swedish goalie, first name Jonas, and I was like, oh, that's cute, because now we have 2. And we took wingers, which I was so happy to see because we were severely lacking in those. But yeah, I'm kind of happy.
Also, our first round draft pick, his name is Julius Honka. And that's just an awesome name. He's a Finn. So that's just a absolutely wonderful name.
Yeah. That is amazing.
We need more Finns in Chicago.
One of the people from the Stars broadcasting tweeted out, and he goes, "I'd like to thank the Stars organization for the easy names they drafted this year because none of them are really hard to pronounce." Last year we got Nichushkin.
Yeah, I was kind of happy that we didn't get too many Europeans because you know how hard it is to spell Ristolainen when you're drunk?
All right, Don Cherry, cool it.
See, the problem today with drafting Europeans isn't that they're not tough. It's that you can't really fit their names well into tweets. So that's just annoying.
Also,
Yeah.
on topic of Russians, wasn't there no Russian draft in the first 2 rounds? Did I read that? I read a tweet. It was either the first round
I
or
know there wasn't one in the first round, and there was one projected to go first in the first round, but he fell.
But there were more Czechs than in recent drafts.
There was definitely a Russian in the second round, though.
Yeah, I think it was the one who fell
got
from the
the call
first.
from Ovi? Was he Russian?
I think he was Czech.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not positive, though.
The one that got the call from Ovi was Czech. He wasn't Russian. No Russian went in the first round.
Their accents are really similar. So.
Yeah.
That was
That
a
call from Ovechkin was super cute.
If you haven't watched the video of him getting a call from Ovi, go watch it.
It's super cute.
Yeah, it is.
You can tell he's thinking, "Holy shit, I'm talking to Ovi."
He might be thinking, holy shit, I might play with Ovi, which is a pretty cool thing to think as a hockey fan.
Yeah.
I know that Zach Parise, there was a story going around on Twitter that Zach Parise texted USA Hockey to ask for the phone number of the Wild's first round pick so he could call him.
Alex Tuck. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
I saw Russo tweet it, so that usually means it actually happened.
Russo fucking knows everything.
I really like Parisi. I would really like him to be on a different team.
Yeah. And funny thing is, the person I drafted in the mock draft went to Sabres, and then my second pick I had went to the Wild. Like, I picked Alex Tuck for the Sabres in the mock draft. So when he went to the Wild, it's like, yay, I'm smart. It's like, I'm smart. This is awesome. And yeah, that was about it.
Cassie, literally a GM. Literally already a better GM than Garth Snow.
Still better GM than Ray Sharrow.
Hey now.
All right, so do we want to start taking a couple questions before we move to our next topic?
Yes, unless
Is that
anyone has
fine?
any last thoughts about the draft.
No, let's go ahead and take some questions.
Yeah,
All right,
fuck the
so...
draft. Good job, Philly, though. Oh,
gonna
one
try
last
and
thought about
avoid-
the draft. Sorry, one last thought about the draft.
Okay.
If only just for how hard they'd boo Bettman, I would like to see Philadelphia win a cup during Bettman's tenure.
No, God, please no.
No.
I know, everyone hates Philly. I know.
Can we kick her off here now?
No. Just imagine. Wait, no, just take a moment. Imagine Philadelphia wins the cup on home ice.
No, I don't want to imagine that. Do you understand how obnoxious people from Philly are?
I know. But they threw batteries at Santa. Can you imagine what they would do to Bettman?
Doesn't matter. I don't want them to win the cup ever again.
How about this? How about they lose the Stanley Cup at home
They
on
already
a
did that to us.
controversial call?
They did that to us.
Okay.
Did they boo Batman too?
They booed Bettman really well, but I just think they'd boo him with a lot more enthusiasm if they'd won. They did a valiant job, though. You guys did great booing Bettman when we won the cup there.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of avoid the questions that we'll talk about in the next section. So what is your favorite piece of team memorabilia you have?
Is that from Josh?
Yes, it is.
Let's take a moment to have a shout out to Josh. It was my birthday yesterday, and Josh got me an awesome present for my birthday. He got me a signed picture of Andrew Shaw beating up on a Bruin. It's from the Cup final. His
Boo.
cheek is not yet cut, but it's an awesome picture. It's such a cool thing to own. And I'm really, really excited about it. So thank you, Josh.
Burn it.
Okay, so I have a tie now. At first, I would say any of my jerseys, but now, last week I got to meet Jason Zucker and Charlie Coyle, and I have a signed hat with their signatures and Tom Reed, who played for the North Stars. So that's
Awesome.
actually really cool.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I have a puck, which I'm at my parents' house. It might actually be here. A puck from my very first Stars game in 1993. It was Puck Night, and so every person who walked in the door got a puck with the Stars logo on it, and like a real puck. And we sat right on the glass, and I dropped mine beneath the bleachers because this is Reunion Arena, and you could actually drop things under your seats. And the old woman, I was so upset, and the old woman next to me gave me hers. So that is my favorite piece of memorabilia, my very first Stars game.
Okay, so we have a question. Oh, I forgot. Okay, go.
I would be the various pucks I have gotten signed. I got one from Sagan, one from Bergeron, and one from Soupy. And I also have the Stanley Cup ring replica that they gave out to the season ticket holders on the first game. And I also have all my ticket stubs from the playoff games.
Nice.
Those are cool.
I will say, in terms of personal memorabilia, I have somewhere in the depths of my closet, I have a child-sized Dennis Savard white Blackhawks jersey that I'm very, very proud to own. But
I have baseball stuff from that, but nothing hockey.
Yeah. Okay, so another question is from a guy named Jeremy. Who is the best player in the NHL and why is it Ovechkin?
I hate this question.
I do too. It's so subjective.
I do think it's either Ovechkin or Crosby. I don't think anybody's has surpassed either of them.
no, because the problem is that if we're doing this purely on the basis, so I've got a couple problems with this. The first of which, the best player in the NHL, when we talk about it these days, everyone answers with a forward. And so if we think about, overall skill or talent at their position, etc., Henrik Lundqvist is pretty much the unqualified, consistently best goaltender in the NHL today. But no one would ever answer Henrik Lundqvist for the answer to the position. So I think it's a tough question from that perspective. But second of all, Ovechkin scores a lot of goals. Don't get me wrong. He's an incredible electric goal scorer. But so does Steven Stamkos. So Ovechkin will never be my answer for that question. Because what does Ovechkin have that Steven Stamkos doesn't?
Unbelievable skill with the puck. And, I mean, it's just the control he has is just shocking. And it's the same with Sidney Crosby.
I just don't think Ovechkin's that much better of a player than Steven Stamkos is. Whereas for me, Sidney Crosby is obviously a cut and a step ahead of everyone else I watch.
Yeah.
With the possible exception of Pavel Datsyuk, who also doesn't get enough love for,
Pavel
gets too much love.
gets plenty of love.
Yeah,
I know, he does. But he's never in consideration for this question, which raises the question of how much of being the best player is about points.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I think I hate this question too because best doesn't mean anything to me.
All right. Do we want to take another question, or do we want to move to?
Let's take one more.
All right, we'll take a couple more. Trying to find here. Some of them. Okay. Who is the most promising draftee that wasn't from the first round?
Anyone?
I'm going to just say anybody who was projected first round and dropped.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that the Kings took at like number 49 and number 45.
Um,
I can't remember his name, but the Kings took a guy who I was really hot on, and the Sixers didn't get him.
I think Thatcher Demko's going to do fantastic for Vancouver. They got a goalie. Um, uh, but goalies are such a shot in the dark.
Yeah. Lol, Rick DiPietro.
Yeah, I'm trying to find 49.
Oh, number 50, Roland McKeon.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's going to be great.
Yeah, he
He's-
did.
I don't watch a ton of not NHL hockey, but he played for Kingston. Apparently, he was great there. He's a defenseman who takes longer to mature, anyways, so you're more likely to get a high quality defenseman out of the second round. And he's 6 feet tall and 195 pounds at 18.
Holy crap.
Jeez.
So I think he dropped in part because of questions about his attitude and that kind of thing. And that is also what they said about Brandon Saad. And it turned out all along that Brandon Saad was playing with an injury that year.
Huh.
And obviously came out of the gate to have a great rookie season for Chicago. So I was sad to see the Kings get him because when I read his draft profile before the draft, I was like, oh, this guy, used to be projected first overall, dropped because of attitude questions, 6 feet tall, 195 pounds. I think he might be good someday.
Yeah. All right. So, do we want to do?
Whoa, an Australian was drafted.
Yes, Nathan Walker.
Nathan Walker.
It's really cool.
Excited.
Yes, he has been playing in the AHL already, so the draft was a formality type of thing, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's just, that the Caps just got a following in Australia.
Yeah, a lot of Capitals jerseys just sold in Australia.
Yeah,
Got to grow the game, though.
Yep.
absolutely.
Okay, so yes, they have fans. Do we want to do trades or UFA?
Let's talk about trades first.
Okay, so what the hell was Eiserman doing?
Okay,
Totally Broad James, let's be real.
I have the perfect metaphor for this. We talked about this slightly before the podcast. Whoops, sorry. So, if you've ever been drunk on a bar, okay, never mind. You guys go first, and I'll be right there.
I don't know, but I woke up this morning and went through the stuff and was blown away. I'm not quite sure what's going on.
Okay, so for anybody who wasn't awake at normal, at weird times, Steve Eiserman traded for Sam Gagner. An hour later, Gagner got sent to Arizona. And then he also sent another player to Anaheim.
BJ Colberton.
Yep. So, and he was doing this at like midnight Eastern.
I woke up and like, oh, Sam Gagner's in Arizona. Wait, what? Like, tracing it back.
Probably just came back from recording from Ebor. Was like, let me just make a bunch of trades while I was still drunk from Ebor.
Yeah, so what I was going to say is we've all been drunk on a bar stool somewhere, for me in Wrigleyville, as one does, and been at the level of drunk and upset about your team that you're writing on a bar napkin in a bar pen about what trades you want to make. Steve Yzerman was that drunk in a bar, probably in Tampa, maybe in the GTA, writing on a napkin, and little did he know his assistant GM was going, yep. All right, we're doing it. The return they got back for Gagner, the sixth round pick, that's bullshit. Gagner
Yeah.
should be embarrassed.
And they're keeping a third of his salary.
Yeah, he should be.
Clear a cap. Keep one.
Hysterical.
And Gagner, I know Gagner had a tough season in 2013, and he hasn't turned out to be quite what everyone thought he was going to be. But he's a good fucking player.
Yeah.
So
And he's been a good fucking player on the goddamn Oilers.
BJ Cobardine was good, so was Nate Thompson. I don't know why he let the boat go.
My theory is that he's making a run at Ehrhoff or Niskanen.
The other theory is that he's making a run at a line mate for Stamkos to replace St. Louis, possibly
Here-
Iginla.
Here's the problem.
My mate is going to be LeBron James. Just throwing it out there. LeBron James wants $22 million a year.
LeBron James is going to pull Michael
You
Jordan.
know what? LeBron wants to be Michael Jordan, so he's going to switch sports for a year,
Exactly.
just like Michael Jordan did.
Think of all
Maybe he'll
this.
be better at it than Jordan was at baseball.
Yeah, I was going to say he might suck.
Yeah. Jordan was a terrible baseball player.
Go ahead, Aisha.
You would just have to take 5 steps throughout the ice, and you'd be like one goal to the other. You'd be
That's true. That's true. Can you imagine the memes we'd have if he, God forbid, he ever got hurt, and the memes about how he was just being a sissy because he's not really a hockey player?
Oh, God.
Yeah,
We would
just,
finally have someone as tall as Chara, though. Maybe not actually as tall as Chara, close to as tall as Chara.
yeah.
And in kind of the same vein of trades, the Sabres bought out randomly out of the clear blue Christian Ehrhoff.
Yeah, surprise!
Surprise! How I found out as a Sabres fan is I rolled over, woke up to my phone with 20 notifications from Twitter from someone going thoughts and reactions, and I'm like, huh? So I get up, I go turn my computer on, I go to our hockey. And I read out loud, Christian Ehrhoff is getting bought out? What?
I mean, my reaction was, ooh, can we have him?
So, yes, that was my reaction to, that's how I found out he got bought out. And my reaction was, okay, why? Then some other quotes came out, and it makes sense.
Yeah, sounds like he doesn't want to be there.
It's essentially...
Throwing him under the bus, though.
Well, no, not the way somebody looked at it differently. Essentially, and Murray kind of said it the same way. When he came to Buffalo, we were a contender. Things have changed. Not because of him, but things have changed. And we bought him out as a get out of jail free card to let him go and find someplace that's successful.
Yeah, and I heard on Twitter there was a tweet saying how the GM was, I will give any player who wants out a way to get out of the team if they wanted to be out. Just
Yes.
based off the situation.
Yeah, he's said it from day one. If a player does not want to be there, he will make it so they're not.
Which makes sense, because it's like having happy employees. The happier your employees are, the better your business is going to run. And the same holds true for a hockey team. They're going to play better if they're happy where they're at.
Yep.
The problem is,
Vancouver.
the problem is, how do you get when you're a team like Buffalo? First of all, no offense to people who live in Buffalo, but a lot of people don't want to live there because it's really fucking cold and it's Buffalo.
We have a
And
UFA
they're
actually
also
wanting to come
non-conditioned.
here.
A lot of
I know,
people
I'm
don't
very
want to be
excited
part of
for
a rebuild.
Yeah.
This is the cap space you guys have. To be quite
We are 20 mil underneath the cap floor.
So,
Listen, run a contest. Run a contest for 20 people and give them each $1 million contracts. I will enter that contest. It's a hell of a lot better than the lottery.
We
Let them
have
stay out of practice, and there you go.
we have $38.5 million in cap space.
What was it last year? Stop winning from McKinnon?
And be bad for Ekblad. We don't have one for McDavid yet.
Don't save it for McDavid, maybe?
But the cap floor situation I'm not too worried about. He'll figure it out.
intern for like $1 million.
We'll figure it out. He says if 10 days before season start it's not figured out, that's when to worry. We're not 10 days from season start.
Speaking of trades, by the way, let's have a moment to just applaud because fucking Stan Bowman found a way to trade fucking Brandon Bollig.
Right?
Seriously.
Okay. Brandon Bollig, I can't even express how excited I am. First of all, we were $500,000 under the cap, and we're now like a little bit under, which is great. We still need more players. That's okay. Brandon Bollig showed brief signs of improvement during the 2013 season, and I am a person who tends to be optimistic about Blackhawks players because, in general, we either work it out or we fix it. And so I was like, okay, Brandon Bullock's improving. He's learning. He's going to be, like, good in 2013, 2014. And then he scored a goal in, like, the first 5 games of the season. And I was like, yeah, like, Brandon Bullock, like, we're going to do this thing. And all along, full credit to lots of Hawk fans, including Still, were like, Ari, you're, like, fucking out of your mind. Watch him play. I was like, I am watching him play. He's going to be good. They were like, you're too much optimism. They were right. Way too much optimism. He just was horrible all season. And the problem wasn't even that he was horrible all season. The problem is that Quenneville, like me, had the fundamental belief that he was going to be better. And then he wasn't. And by the time we realized it in the playoffs and took him out of the playoffs, it really did irreparable damage to our chances.
Okay.
And so not only did we trade him, we got rid of the cap hit that was kicking in next season for like $1 million+, which like fucking Brandon Bollig, really? So, just thank you, base Brian Burke. I love you for so many reasons. This is just another one of them.
All right. So apparently Calgary offered to take Cam Ward and Carolina's first to take Cam Ward. Thoughts?
Wait, Calgary wanted Cam Ward and Carolina's first?
Yes, to take Cam Ward.
In exchange for what?
That's all I have for a question that fits into this.
Unless it was Brian Burke's hair, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, that's
Can we talk about the fact that Brian Burke's hair is an extremely valuable trade piece?
Yes.
God, I love it.
It's like an angry but soft silver porcupine.
Yes. I'm hoping it grows so long that it starts turning in on itself.
It is really it's really touchable. Like if I ever met Brian Burke, I'd be like, bro.
I'd be
Can I touch
afraid
your hair?
to touch his hair though. He looks angry a lot of time.
He was a terrifying hockey player. I don't know if you guys have seen the pictures, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, Brian Burke did
the
not
pictures
fuck
of
around.
him from this weekend at the Pride Parade aren't scary.
Yeah,
Well, he
he's
has a
adorable.
cowboy hat on.
Yeah, he also has a cowboy hat on.
He's also
All
like
right.
his family.
All right, so all of our questions essentially we're going to talk about in
Wait.
the...
We never just talked about the James Neal trade.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So that happened.
James
That
Neal is
happened.
now in Nashville.
Yes,
I'm
James
worried about
Neal's
the
in
safety
Nashville.
of my players now.
Well, the good
Seriously.
as much of an asshole and a douchebag James Neal is, he's still talented when it comes to goals.
He's incredibly talented. Yes, it's a good trade for Nashville.
See,
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Because all of James Neal's best seasons, which is what people think about in terms of like his recent work, came when he was playing on a line with fucking Evgeny Malkin. Like,
That's-
I could score 30 goals a season playing on a line with Evgeny Malkin.
But I don't
Yeah.
think he's going to be like the savior for Nashville. But if he scores 25 goals a season,
Yeah.
I don't think that's, a bad thing. And also he gives us, I can make fun of Predators fans now, so that's fun.
He is a useful piece, that's true. I am worried about the safety of my players. We play Nashville a lot. Shea Weber already is like a crazy psycho on the ice sometimes. So,
Although I also like that he pulled a Matt Cook again and said, I'm a changed player.
Ah, bullshit.
I'm now starting the timer for how long since he says that till he has a dirty hit. We're going to see. I give it about 3 games into the season.
And then he's
Okay.
Okay, it was Carolina's 7th pick. Yeah, so nothing coming back from the Flames.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
Brian Burke is the best GM ever.
Hey man, can I have your players, please? For nothing?
But Buffalo's trying that too.
What, like we'll just take their salary off your hands?
Yes, because that's the only way we're going to make the floor.
Dear.
But yeah, the James Neal trade was funny because he found out, if you guys weren't aware, that he was traded while at a wedding, at Niskanen's wedding.
The funny
So,
thing is, this is at least the third time the Penguins have done this. Because
yes.
Jordan Stahl found out he was traded at his own wedding, and Max Talbot found out that they weren't bringing him back at, I believe it was Marc-Andre Fleury's wedding. So, like,
this is my whole thought process. And for some context, Niskanen lives and got married in the area I live. So my first thought is this poor guy is stuck up in this part of the damn state, and just got traded. Like,
but he was around, he's around teammates, or well, then former teammates.
yeah, and booze, but it's just. Could they find out when there's not a wedding?
I think it was a good trade for Pittsburgh. They got 2 solid players in return.
Yeah.
And really, it's the jokes. It's that I got to spend another day on Twitter making James Neal jokes. It's just the only gift James Neal can give me.
I'm actually not totally high on this deal for Pittsburgh either, it's not often that I say this deal sucks for both teams, but Pittsburgh needs real quality forward depth that they can provide to offload the pressure on Crosby and Malkin. Is this really what they need? I mean, don't get me wrong, good players, sure. But, like, is this going to fix Pittsburgh's depth problem?
I think you're looking at it as, like, I don't think they made this trade to fix the problem. Like, it's not just a one-piece fix. It's the same with Nashville. It's not a one-piece, okay, we got these people, we're done.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, like, it's a big piece of it, like, a big trading piece to give up. And if you tell me that, like, your scoring depth is, Patrick Hornqvist, I'm not like, scoring depth.
Fair enough. All right. So, were there any
Maybe
other
I'm just really
trades?
negative about Pittsburgh, though.
Oh, Spezza nixed a trade to Nashville.
Yes.
And Georges today nixed a trade to Toronto.
Because Georges wants to win a cup. Why would he go to Toronto? Stop, Shanahan.
That and both of them have no trade clauses.
And Spezza doesn't even really want to leave Ottawa. He's definitely not leaving to Ottawa to go to a team that's building.
I believe the thing is Spezza only wants out if Melnick doesn't step up and becomes a decent owner and shells out some money.
So Spezza wants out.
Yeah, exactly. So what you're saying is that Spezza wants out.
One thing that bothers me about the Spezza thing is, he says he wants to be in a small team market because he wants to get away from the media, like Ottawa has. But he put on his no trade clause of all the teams that he listed, they were all small market teams.
Spezza's was Canada.
Hockey. Let's not pretend like they're some sort of genius.
Yeah.
I heard rumors about him and Dallas, which would work perfect because they need a second center.
I didn't understand any of that.
There's rumors I saw on Twitter about linking Spezza to Dallas. And
Yes.
it would work out perfect because it's a small market, and they need a second-line center.
I would be thrilled. From what I've read, it's either us or St. Louis, which now not only do I want to get him so we'd have that second center, I want to get him so St. Louis doesn't.
Seriously, please.
It's like when you block a move in a board game, not necessarily because you want to make that move, but because you don't want the other player to do it.
Yeah.
This is what I'm thinking now. Like, oh God, please don't let anyone else in the Central Division get better.
Although, you know how everyone, like a lot of people were laughing when the Sharks, started to say they were going to rebuild and they were going to make a lot of moves this summer because they were a good team and really didn't need to do that. I think St. Louis sort of has the same problem, which is they're making all these moves, but, like, they're a really good team. I'm not sure they're getting better.
Well, Dallas is not a good team yet. And I say this as a Dallas fan. Dallas is a really good potential team. But we need defense. We need that second center. We're not there yet. We had flashes of brilliance this season, but absolutely no consistency.
To be fair, I should warn you as a Blackhawks fan that sometimes you need that second line center and they just never come.
But like I said, you guys are still making a huge progress from 2012 to 2013 season and last year.
Absolutely. Well, coming out of bankruptcy and actually having an owner will do that for you.
Yeah.
That helps. Another trade I forgot about was P.A. Parento and Daniel Briere switching.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So-
Sorry.
Okay, I will start. I am happy for the trade because I'm very sick of Sabres fans going, ooh, Briere wants to come back to Buffalo. Briere would be great back in Buffalo. No, he won't. Let him go. That was 7 years ago. Let it go.
Let it go. Can't hold him back anymore. Anyways, so you guys might know, a lot of people probably saw on Twitter today, I have a lot of feelings about Danny Briere. When I was a kid, he was a player that was small, but truculent, if you don't mind me saying, and a really great player. He was a big Danny Briere fan. I was a big Paul Kariya fan for similar reasons, except for also Paul Kariya had the sexiest backhand known to man. So anyways, big Danny Briere fan. And I should probably, on the logical side of things, I'd like to see Montreal do well, although not them. Actually, no, I don't care about Montreal anymore because I was only rooting for them because I had Danny Briere. So fuck Montreal. But it does make Colorado, probably this is a trade that makes Colorado worse. I'm so sorry, Danny. And that's good for me. It's also an indication of the fact that Patrick Waugh having final say over personnel decisions was totally psychotic. So that's
yes.
fun. But
Oh,
on the other hand, rant incoming. You might want to turn down the volume if you're listening to this on headphones. They traded the nicest man on the fucking planet, except for maybe James Reimer, to a team that has two of the worst human beings on the planet, and Eric Johnson, who, as it turns out, is an asshole. They traded him to a team where his coach is going to be Patrick fucking Waugh. And I'm not saying that Danny Briere isn't tough. Danny Briere was on the Flyers when Peter Laviolette was there, right? Like, that was not a fun team to be a player on, because your coach was a crazy person who hated everyone. Danny Briere is a fantastically tough player, but I don't want him anywhere near Patrick Waugh. I don't want him anywhere near Semyon Varlamov, and I don't want to have to watch Avalanche games rooting for one of their players to do well, while at the same time sick in the back of my throat because I hate the Avalanche. I hate them.
Sorry.
Can I just say, I'm not as high on Patrick Waugh as everyone else seems to be.
No, he's terrible. He's not even a good coach. He just got lucky.
Yeah, he got lucky, and the best part is the comparison between Briere and PA is both have similar stats, but Briere has less quality of competition percentage versus better one. So essentially, Colorado lost the trade.
I think Patrick Waugh is so fucking abrasive.
And he's also probably...
I felt like I was in like backwards world when he did that with knocking the glass down in between benches, and everyone was going crazy and loved it. And I'm watching it thinking, you are a goddamn professional. What are you doing?
I mean,
And you have to. It's like Torts, where his system of screaming at everyone works for some players for a short period of time, and then they burn out, and his system burns out, and he has to go. I think Patrick Waugh is going to be a similar coach.
He is. He's going to be the Torts 2.0.
But he's not even that good of a coach. Tortorella's a good coach, actually, if he doesn't totally burn out the locker room. Patrick Waugh has one season of coaching in the major leagues under his belt, in which he had incredible goaltending, incredibly high PDO, which is a measure of luck for those of you who aren't following me, and incredibly high 5v4 PDO. It's like way higher than 5v5 PDO. So all of his tactics in terms of power plays and pulling the goalie early were working out for them because they were getting really lucky on 5v4. But the fact of the matter is that team has no defensive core. Semyon Varlamov has one season of statistical abnormality. and their forward core is like it's good, but it's not that deep. So fuck the
He-
Avalanche in conclusion.
He lucked out from one other thing. He came in behind Joe Sacco.
Who everyone hates.
Yes,
Right.
who was
Which is
shitty.
not harder to be better than him.
Right. So anything is an improvement over him. So that one season made him look like a god to some people. Not to me, but you know.
Yeah, I'm really bitter that he won the coaching award. The thing. What's the thing called? Yeah, Jack Adams.
Super
To do an advanced stats comparison of P.A. Parento and Danny Briere, on a bad Corsi team, P.A. Parento is logging almost 50% Corsi 4 relative, which means he's a break-even possession player. He's 3.5% higher than his line mates. He's got a little bit high of a shot percentage, which means shooting percentage, but he's playing with much higher quality of competition and with similar quality of teammates to Danny Briere. Danny Briere, meanwhile, has a 47% Corsi relative, which is lower than his teammates. So he's bringing his line down in some situations. A little bit high shooting percentage, but probably about the same, and is also a billion years old. So in conclusion, what are you doing at Colorado?
And they gave
Let him keep going. Let him do it. We're in the division from hell.
It's true.
All right. So trying to think of.
Kessler.
Oh yes, Kessler.
That finally happened.
Yeah. He's a duck. So yeah, that happened. Vancouver
Yeah.
made 3 trades that day, actually.
But nobody cares about the other two because this is the one.
Yeah. So I think Kessler will do much better in Anaheim.
Ducks still won't win a trophy, the cup, but regardless.
I just said he'll do better.
I mean,
All right.
Anaheim has been a team that hasn't had like super impressive possession stats regardless of their success. And Kessler is, when he's healthy, a tremendous possession player. So I do think this makes the Ducks even more of a contender.
Okay.
All right. So let's move into UFAs since we're getting close on time here.
Should we do questions?
Most of the questions are about UFAs.
Okay.
So first, I'm going to go through TSN's top 40 UFA list. First person on that list is Paul Stastny. Or do you
I
think
think he stays in Colorado.
Yeah, I think he stays.
He stays.
I think St. Louis is going to make a major run at him, but ultimately he'll stay.
I think Nashville was also talking about Stastny.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll make a good offer.
What about possibly him being the answer to be on the line with Stamkos?
Oh God, yes.
I like that. He's not in the Central Division.
I like that as a Tampa Bay half fan.
I don't think that Tampa's got the cap space to make that move, though.
They made cap space last night.
Yeah, but if they're trying to get defense, too, I don't think they can get both there.
Okay, Vanek.
Probably.
That's an interesting one. I feel like people. I think he'll still get a lot of offers, but
Yeah.
I think he's kind of damaged his reputation a little bit, just a little bit.
He met with Coach Yo, the coach of the Wild, today.
Yeah, that's what everyone was talking about before the playoffs. I've got him with the Wild or maybe with a Canadian team.
I do think the Wild said we want him, but we're not going to break the bank to get him.
Yeah.
That it has to be reasonable.
And he'll probably take a hometown discount because he lives there.
Right.
He legitimately lives in there.
Because
So.
how about we just take the list of the top 10 players at every position and put them all in the Central Division?
Number 3, Matt Niskanen.
I would like Dallas. I would love it if Dallas went after
He's
him.
going to Tampa. If they can't get Earhoff, they're going to get him for Tampa.
Okay. Ari, where do you think Niski's going?
I think Tampa's a good guess. I don't know. Who else was looking for defense in the offseason?
Everyone.
Yeah, everyone is always looking for defense. That's too. Oh, Toronto's going to make Niskanen a big offer, but I don't think he'll sign there.
Toronto
I
doesn't
think
have
Toronto's
space.
going to have a huge problem getting free agents.
Yeah.
The
I think
problem
people
is
are
that
looking
it's
at
always
Toronto and going,
Toronto.
oh, hell no.
All
The
right.
problem with Toronto is that there's always someone who wants to be the hometown hero, right? Who wants to be the guy to like make it happen for Toronto. So they always get free agents, and it never works out.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so Christian Ehrhoff.
Tampa.
I'm really trying to not at every free agent be like, oh, please go sign him, Neil. Please go sign him. It's really hard.
Personally, I think Ehrhoff is the better defenseman out there over Niskanen.
I do too. Niskanen is
Has benefited from being on the Penguins.
yes,
And he's only had one good season,
yes.
where Christian Ehrhoff has thrived on a shitty team.
I would get Niskanen, but I would like Niskanen, but not for the payday he wants.
Yeah.
So I would so if you look at it that way, I would love to go for Ehrhoff.
I've got Ehrhoff to Detroit.
I want him out of my division.
Kathy, no, you don't. You want him to stay so that you suck more.
No, I want him out of my division.
He will be out of the Wild division. Isn't that good enough?
Actually, I want him to go to the Wild. They need a second pairing guy. Not hardcore, but if they can get him for cheap, I'd like him to go there.
Yeah,
Or
you're
to
not
go to Jersey.
I just want him in Tampa.
All right, Dave Boland.
Whoa.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'd take
Anton
him back for
Strawman.
like $2 million. I'd pay Bolin like $2 million a year to center my second line.
Okay, let's revisit this one. Ryan Miller.
Vancouver.
All right. No. Why would he go to? Okay. Sorry. Why would he go to Vancouver? He wants to go to a team that would win the cup. Vancouver is rebuilding. He left Buffalo because they're rebuilding.
No,
This
he
doesn't
left. He left Buffalo because he wanted to be closer to his wife.
The teams that are contenders to win the cup right now don't need goalies.
Yeah. Vancouver's on the West Coast, so he can be near his wife.
Hiller's not resigning. They didn't resign Hiller.
No, they're
I
gonna
thought-
run with their two
Because they don't
rookies.
need her.
I'm going to make you a bet. If Ryan Miller does not go to Vancouver and goes to a team that is a legitimate contender, you can pick a word to put in front of Ariana on Twitter for a week.
Okay. Deal. I'll do the same for you. For
All
mine.
right. So you
Um,
think he's going to go to a contender?
I think he won't because I don't think he went to St. Louis for a reason. He's after the cup. He doesn't have that many years left in his career.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure our terms are clear.
He's 33.
Yeah.
Aisha thinks he's going to a contender. I think he's going to either Vancouver or a team that is definitely not a contender.
I'm just I'm just glad that I haven't heard any more about the Stars trading Kari and signing Miller, simply because I don't think I think I would be so torn I can't really live with it.
Yeah. Dan Boyle.
Maybe also the Red Wings.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about the Red Wings with him.
Yeah. Aginla.
Oh, Tampa.
No, I don't think they're going to shell out for him.
Boston.
I think Boston finds he'll clearly take a paycheck to stay in Boston. He said and Boston's the only place he'll take a 1-year deal.
The thing is, with Boston, we don't have cap space. Right now. We need to re-sign all of our RFAs this season. We can't if we're going to re-sign PD.
Yeah,
So-
the Boston train wreck that everybody's been looking at in the future is here.
It's so exciting.
Okay. I'm just picking some more just choice ones that have been up in the news lately. Marty Brodeur.
Oh God, I hope he goes somewhere in the Central Division.
I hope he just retires.
People have been talking about him coming to Chicago.
If he's not going to retire, I want him to fuck up a team in the Central Division. Maybe Wall. Oh my God, he should go to Colorado.
Why the fuck
Imagine
to Boston.
Patrick Waugh coaching Martin Brodeur.
That would be funny.
Oh God.
Or is he way too much still? Why?
Okay. Matt
Just imagine,
Molson.
wait, sorry, I still need a moment on Martin Brodeur. Just imagine, Martin Brodeur steps on the ice on the first day of practice, and Patrick Waugh goes and says to him, I want you to work on these 3 things, and Martin Brodeur just punches him in the face.
I just want reports of arguments on ice over who is the better goalie.
Roy.
God.
Brodeur might go to Pittsburgh, which kind of makes sense, actually.
I just want him to retire. I don't want him to be in another jersey.
What makes sense is him retiring, but his
Yeah.
ego is too big to realize that.
It does make sense for him to retire. Actually, speaking of Pittsburgh, by the way, I should say, where I really wanted Danny Briere to be traded was to Pittsburgh. Danny Briere on the Penguins. I just
No.
want to watch. Fuck everything.
Okay. Some of the bigger names through here. Matt Molson.
Minnesota, probably.
Actually, Minnesota is not really interested in keeping him.
Really?
Really. He's got interest in coming back to Buffalo.
Oh.
I just was like, another UFA wants to be with us? Okay, so to clarify the first one, Brian Giunta is interested in coming to Buffalo.
Also, have I been reading right that Buffalo is considering taking Ott back?
Yes.
Okay.
Murray brought up in his press conference today that he has been in contact and in talks with both Steve Ott and Matt Molson's agents. Serious talks.
I mean, I love Steve Ott, so if we hadn't replaced him, I would have been totally okay with him coming back to Dallas.
So,
Like,
yes.
absolutely.
It's Molson, Ott, and Giunta possibly interested in Buffalo.
Our cap space.
We have the cap space, but our GM did state that they would be 1 to 2 year deals because down the road we need to have that space to sign our.
Right.
Yeah. So, but yes, Brian Giunta actively said he'd like to come to Buffalo. Grabowski is having some issues with his contract negotiation.
What else is new?
Yeah. I think Ryan Johansson's also having issues with contract negotiations.
Okay, can I just say that is getting blown way the hell out of proportion?
I think it is too.
Like, goddamn.
Yeah. Reimer got offered a what?
He got his qualifying offer. Yes. But he asked for a trade. Like, it came out official that he did.
Have we done RFAs yet?
No.
No. We're
Our
running
team
out.
doesn't really have any, so
No, we're running out of time. I know Buffalo Sabres did not extend qualifying offers to Jamie McBain, Corey Conacher, and Connor Knapp. So,
Dallas extended offers to Cody Eakin, Antoine Roussel, and Brendan Dillon. All of them are expected to resign, I believe. So, the big one that we let go is Dustin Jeffrey, which he just didn't pan out the way we wanted him to. Yeah, he didn't do well when he was called up this year, so I'm okay with that.
okay, and the ones that we did send offers to that were on the roster were Tyler Ennis, Marcus Foligno, and Chad Roweedle. And then some of our other guys, like Luke Adam and Matt Hackett. So.
For Bruins, we literally gave all our RFAs, like whatever it's called. I can't think of it right now. The name, whatever qualifiers.
Yeah.
We also gave it to Jordan fucking Caron. Jordan fucking Caron, the answer that won't leave us. I get it. He's a very cheap cover for the wing, but we could do so much better for a cheaper price than him. just want that experiment to end. End. Feeling. Sorry.
Anyway, we didn't have any RFAs. That was good.
Your situation's not that good.
Fuck you. My situation's great. We're probably gonna win the cup next year.
So how much cap space do you have for Kane and Taves contract
Okay,
requests?
it starts next year. We're still gonna sign them by tomorrow, theoretically. The cap's gonna be like $8 billion next year, so I don't even have to worry about it. It's fine. We can sign them to each like $30 million a year, and it's gonna be okay. Don't talk to me. Everything is good.
It's nice over in Ireland there, isn't it?
It's great. It's great over here. Patrick, don't talk to me. They traded Danny Briere to the Avalanche.
And then tomorrow is going to go to the Buffalo.
Yes. Okay. Wait, did the trade actually happen?
It's going to happen.
Okay. So which UFA do you want your team to go after?
Lol, cap space.
We can't afford anyone.
Yeah. The
I
imaginary UFAs.
I want a defender. Honestly, I don't care who at this point. Just get me some defense, please, Nil. Please get me defense.
I just want salary. Because if we don't
know that I will move to Buffalo for a season if you pay me. You don't have to pay me $1 million, $500,000, and I will move to Buffalo for a year.
Happy with like probably 50,000 because I'm broke intern right now. So yeah. Oh, hi.
Here, we'll make this deal. Buffalo, you pay off my student loan debt. And I will go for you.
Pay for my grad school.
All right. So we have one. We're gonna have to take this as our last question. Is Ekblad the final piece needed for Florida from Austin?
Lol, no.
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 Not even close.
How is one piece considered a final piece? Don't you have to have more than one piece?
Well, they also have Huberdeau. He's decent. So that's 2 pieces.
And then Barkov. Right, they have Barkov
And Barkov.
and Luongo.
Oh, wow, 4 pieces. That's like one corner of the puzzle.
No.
And they did buy out Jovanovski, so that's good. Actually, let's take Austin's other question as our last question, which is, how fucked are the Leafs? And the answer to that question is intensely fucked.
Not fucked enough. They should be fucked more. But I'm
Give it
fine.
time.
Today, I wish for the Leafs and the Bruins to sweep the Canadiens in alternating years for 7 consecutive years as punishment for trading Danny Briere. So,
Yes.
go Leafs.
I feel like the Leafs are just actively trying. It's like they read all the stat stuff about possession and what players you need, and they're like, you know what, we're going to prove them wrong. Let's get everyone who doesn't have those things. And then they're just going to be terrible, and it's going to be wonderful to watch for years on end.
Mm-hmm. I'm just, I fuck the Leafs.
The funny thing is, I have no actual real.
Okay, Austin has a follow-up to the Florida thing. He says they're building a solid core. I meant to finally be a good team. No, not yet. It depends on
I
us.
understood what you meant.
Yes, Florida needs to prove that they're actually going to start spending money like their owner said they could, their new owners, and prove it this offseason. I think closer to season start, that's when we can judge and see if Ekblad was one of the pieces they really needed, but they need to fill in some holes with UFAs.
Yeah.
Oh, so the new news is that Colorado Avalanche are going after Orpik and Niskanen, which, okay.
Or that's to make Colorado more of a douchebag team.
I was
Yeah,
going to say, God, do they just want us to hate them?
Yeah.
it's not like...
I hate them. And I'm not even in the Central Division.
I mean, I have many years of hating Colorado under my belt, so.
I mean, I can't hate them because of the Ray Baroque thing, but still. Fuck!
I follow a team in the Central Division, and every time I see a trade to the Central Division, I'm just like, Uh,
Well, here's the thing. Now the whole fucking Central Division is contenders. So, and they're talking
well,
about
what about the
Reimer.
Jets?
They're talking about Reimer to the Jets.
Okay, yeah, that will change that.
Yes.
And here's the thing: is Briere's regular season stats are nothing compared to how he plays in the playoffs. So all Colorado needs to do is squeak into the playoffs, and Briere becomes a problem.
I hate this division.
Can we just see them crash and burn? Let them be like a one-hit team and just disappear. Because if Mackinnon never doesn't even has a sophomore slump, they're fucked. If Mackinnon has a sophomore slump.
I see. Here's the thing: when Dallas and Colorado both started their rebuild, I was like, it'll be fun for Dallas and Colorado to be good at the same time again, because those games were a hell of a lot of fun in the late '90s and early 2000s. But now that it's like the whole Central Division is getting good, fuck Colorado. I don't care about bringing a rivalry back. Just be bad. Someone needs to be bad.
That's how I feel about Nashville. We briefly had a little bit of a rivalry with Nashville in like the 2009, 2010 sort of era, and it was fun. And I was like, man, we could have a rivalry with Nashville again. But then I look around and I'm like, no, this division's too hard. No.
Maybe you guys don't find the cap space to re-sign Taves and
Shut
Kane.
the fuck up.
Kane can come to
Shut the fuck
Buffalo.
up right now.
Kane might want to come home.
Take one for the division and just be bad.
No. We've been bad. I don't want to be bad anymore. It was so hard.
Wait, 1 second. I saw a tweet on Twitter from Austin saying, I think Florida's going to prove that they're going to spend next year by getting Toes and Kane.
I hope you're prepared to be tortured until they resign.
Oh my god. You didn't even know.
Buffalo looks really likely with that huge cap space. How much money?
He would be able to come home, be close to family, and we have all the cap space in the world to sign him.
I'm going to learn how to Photoshop just so I can Photoshop different teams' jerseys on them and tweet it at you.
You're mean.
Spoiler alert, I know how to Photoshop.
Yes. You guys are terrible.
For Taves, just say.
Okay, so,
I will say, sorry, speaking of Taves and Kane, I walked into the house the other day, and my sister was here, and I hadn't seen her in a while, and she said, 12 mil a piece, ha 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 ha. She doesn't even watch hockey. She doesn't even like the fucking sport. She just 12 mil a piece, ha 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 ha, and walked away. Not even, hi Ari, nice to see you.
Alright, so we got some questions. We have one question that we didn't actually cover in the our UFA stuff, and it's about Subban. Why do people automatically think Subban will sign anywhere other than Montreal for money?
Okay, here's my reply to him that I tweeted to him. I said, these players ain't loyal. There's no such thing as player loyalty anymore. They care more about the money. So if the fact that Montreal didn't really offer him a huge contract and they're kind of tight in cap, he's probably going to look elsewhere for a team because he wants money because he knows he's good.
Well, I'm sorry. Loyalty has always been a construct of the fan.
Yeah.
As opposed to a construct of the players. The players are going to go where they have the best opportunity.
Yeah.
If but Montreal dug this hole for themselves when they gave him a bridge contract.
That's true. This was totally predictable.
They gave him a bridge contract, he turns around, and he gets fucking Norris.
Right.
Which
And
is
it
what
wasn't
Ryan
like
should do.
unpredictable that he was going to get this. But they didn't want to spend the money then, so they're paying for it now. So they either pay out the ass for him or he walks. And I'm sorry, but you can't blame him for that. If you look at it, if you take away the sheer amount of money it is, and look at it as you work for a company, you work hard, you do your best for that company, and they say, yeah, but we only want to give you this. And there's the company next door that's just as good. And they say, you know what, they're underpaying you, we'll give you this. Are you going to hang out and say, yeah, but I've worked here for so long?
No. And I actually had a similar thought process with another player. I mean, I think Suzanne would like to stay in Montreal, and I don't think any teams are going to give him an offer sheet because they're going to give him a lot of money, and that's a lot of draft picks. Remember, if you offer sheet and he signs, and they don't match, you give up you give up those draft picks.
Yeah.
But
Almost no one offers to anyone.
right.
One more thing.
Apparently, hold on one sec. Apparently, when Brian Burke was GM in Vancouver, someone offer sheeted one of his players, and he actually tried to fight him in a warehouse, which is the most Brian Burke thing I've heard in my entire life.
Alright, so basically how the Central Division is getting harder and harder with every player wanting to
Yeah.
go to the Central Division. I found out the identity for Atlantic Division, aka we're fucked by the cap.
That's true.
Buffalo can't reach the cap space.
We'll
Ottawa
reach it.
definitely match the cap floor. Leave. Where's the way to start? Montreal 7. Oh fuck, we fucked ourselves. Tampa. They're still trying to make space. And then there's Florida, which is just Florida. So, yeah, that's our story. And then Atlanta Division, sorry, not Atlantic Division. Metro Division, I really don't know what their identities yet. They don't really have anything going on right now.
No.
What else is new?
Give it time. But I think I mean the argument I was making was a lot of people said that Niskanen was going to take a pay cut to play at home. And they were Wild fans delusioned. I just have to explain this to people. Niskanen lives 4.5 hours away from where the Wild play. He also lives 6 hours from Winnipeg. He could take a pay cut and play 4.5 hours from home, or get paid full price and play 6 hours.
And also, I don't understand, like, yeah, you could play close to home, but during the season, I don't care if you live 2 blocks from the rink. During the season, you're really not going to be home that much. And then in the off season, you can go wherever the hell you want.
Yeah.
So I feel like fans overrate the whole playing at home thing.
I also think fans overrate the whole playing at home thing because, like, how many of you, our listeners, live at home, like, live near where your parents live full-time post-college graduation? Like, not that many.
I'm
not
right now for the first time in 7 months.
I hightailed it away from my parents when I graduated high school.
Adults don't want to live near their parents. Living near your parents is the worst, right? So, like, all of this talk about players playing at home, like, if none of you play at home, if you'll pardon the metaphor, because you all fucking moved to the Torontos of your life.
Also,
pardon the extended metaphor.
A lot of these players left home when they were teenagers to play in, like, juniors and stuff.
Yeah, Patrick Kane hasn't lived in Buffalo since he was 14.
Right, like, so it's not like they're moving home so they can hang out with their high school friends, which also, how many people still hang out with your high school friends? If people past 25, how many of you hang out with your high school friends still?
You're the only person past 25. Well, Kathy, you might be.
I'm 25. I
Shit,
still
okay.
talk to them, but I don't live near them because I live halfway across the country.
So
Come back to Florida.
it's just like, they haven't lived at home since they were teenagers. Maybe their home team, there's not a whole lot there for them anymore.
Yeah. So, that's a dumb argument.
I just think it's a fan-constructed concept just like loyalty.
Yeah.
Also, just like, frankly, much like the concept of loyalty, the concept of living at home, you can live at home when you're retired, make money while you can make it, /
Yeah,
win
right.
a cup while you can win it.
Exactly.
All right. So, a quick question for me: do you think with the new period where teams can talk to players before free agency? Do you think it's going to speed things up? Like, do you think a ton of deals are going to happen tomorrow, right at sign day opening?
Yeah, I think so, especially for players who know where they want to go.
I don't know. Tomorrow might actually kill me.
Yeah, seriously.
Because the U.S. plays Belgium, and we have the opening of free agency. Like, I'm
And
gonna
Roger Federer plays.
U.S. game because what if free agency?
Bro, I can't hear you at all.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. Yeah, still can't hear you.
Okay, I can't do anything. Never mind.
Oh, there you go. You just came back in.
Okay, I was saying the only thing that's gonna kill me tomorrow is the U.S. game because Runes can't sign anyone during the free agency thing. So again,
I'm glad I'm at home with my parents' fully stocked liquor cabinet.
I'm going to Soldier Field tomorrow. 5,000 other people, so it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So, do you guys have any last thoughts before we wrap this up?
Yes, there was one question that we didn't answer, which was at Peak of Good Livin' on Twitter asked who has the cutest cat or cutest pet on Twitter, and their kitten is fucking adorable. It's so cute, but lots of people have super cute cats on Twitter. And so can I just say, everyone on Twitter, if you're listening to this, or even if you're not, keep posting your cats. They help me sometimes make it through the day. I love your cat.
I would like to nominate the puppy that my parents have that I've spent the past 2 days with.
Post
She-
pics, yeah.
I've tweeted pictures of her.
Oh, I miss them. I'll go look.
I will tweet more, don't worry. I make her to the camera all the time. She's adorable. She also doesn't seem to have an off switch.
That's all puppies then.
Yeah, she doesn't really like sit down. She took a nap on my arm for like an hour today. That was a miracle.
Oh, I saw your picture of the tag.
Yeah. Yeah, she climbs up in the chair with you.
Aww.
You know, no big deal. She's only 70 pounds. But she's adorable, and I'm loving being around dogs again.
And then Cassie, I guess one last thing. Can you tweet the video of Jonathan Quick dancing from the Our HockeyCast account?
I already did.
Okay, great. Because last note, everyone go watch that video like 6 times.
Yes, I tweeted it at the start, actually.
Tweet
But-
it again. Just fucking. I watched it like 3 times during this podcast. Like, it's so great. And everyone should appreciate it forever.
My building is shaking right now. Should it be
That's not
shaking?
good.
No, it's not good.
Okay,
Anyways.
thank you.
So we're gonna wrap this up. You can check this out if you missed anything or you just want to listen to us rant again on ourhockeycast.com or in the subreddit r/ourhockeycast. Tonight there's going to be the after hour show, which is usually pretty fun. It starts about midnight-ish Eastern time. And you can check out all of the other great shows on the subreddit and the website. You guys want to sign off?
Aisha?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to be crying throughout this summer until October. This is Aisha, been crying, Bruins fan, signing off. So, yeah, bye. Oh, yeah, Starfish, shit, because I'm sick. Sorry.
It's okay. Terry?
I'm Terry TRX20 on Reddit and Twitter, and I would just like to sign off by telling everyone to watch USA versus Belgium tomorrow.
Yeah, do the fucking thing. Be a patriot.
But no rooting for Belgium. No rooting for Belgium.
I believe.
I believe that we will win.
I believe that at least on penalty kicks, we're better than Belgium is. I am Ari _Raid, And I would like to conclude by wishing everyone a very happy Canada Day, which is tomorrow. And also telling you all to go watch that video of Jonathan Quick dancing. So yeah, Ari_Raid on Twitter and on Reddit, and I'll see you all next week.
Yep, and I am Cassie. I am Abstract Halo on both Reddit and Twitter. And my final thoughts are: hope everybody has a fantastic 4th of July on top of Canada Day. Please don't blow yourselves up.
Wait.
So, this is us signing off. Good night.
Night, guys.
Bye.